Hi students, in this video let's see about environment and biodiversity related news. There is an important news related to environment and biodiversity, that is about red sanders. The news is saying red sanders fall back in IUCN's endangered category. This is the news. Let us see what is it and what are the various dimensions involved in it. It has fallen into the endangered category in the International Union for Conservation of Nature's IUCN Red List. IUCN Red List means it is a category of species. If any species is placed in this list, means that particular species is threatened by various causes, and it is like a red alert to the people that this species needs special protection so that this species will not be threatened further, otherwise the species is going to be extinct in near future. It was classified, red sanders was classified as near threatened in 2018 and has now joined the endangered list. Here, this is the category of red list. Here you can see any particular species. Least concern means the population of that species are abundantly available. People need not to worry about its life. Whereas the next category is near threatened, then vulnerable, then endangered, critically endangered. The last one is about extinct. If any species is placed in this means human beings cannot see that species anymore, that we lost that forever. So this is a kind of alertness to the people that in what stage that particular species now in. If it is endangered means necessary steps should be taken to protect this species immediately. The latest IUCN assessment stated over the last 3 generations, the species has experienced a population decline of 50 to 80%. This shows the kind of threat red sanders is facing. In the last 3 generations, 50 to 80% lost means if we do not take care of it now, we will not see red sander species on the earth itself. So it is assessed as endangered. The slow growth, what is the reason? The slow growth of the species and continued harvesting leaves no time for the species to recover naturally. It requires a lot of time to grow naturally. Before it to grow completely, this is being cut and used for various purposes, and sometimes it is being smuggled illegally because of various human man-made reasons and natural reasons. The growth or regeneration capacity of red sanders is limited. Now, the species is also scheduled in Appendix 2 of Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species Sites of Wild Fauna and Flora. This is a convention that is related to IUCN. International Union for Conservation of Nature is the organization. In that organization, there is a convention that is CITES. This particular convention controls the international trade in endangered species. It says, this Appendix 2 says, trade must be controlled in order to avoid utilization incompatible with their survival. Their survival capacity is limited. According to its survival capacity, it has to be utilized. Whereas Appendix 2 says trade must be controlled in order to avoid utilization incompatible with their survival. There is another appendix, that is Appendix 1. It is about species that are most endangered among CITES listed animals and plants. Appendix 1 is mostly endangered, that means immediate steps are required, and Appendix 2 says means steps are required for its survival before it enter into Appendix 1. So this is about CITES. With respect to Indian government decision also related to exports and imports, in 2019, the Directorate General of Foreign Trade, an agency of Ministry of Commerce and Industry, revised its export policy to permit the export of red sander timber if it is obtained from cultivated land. If that particular red sanders is cultivated in cultivable land that can be exported, that is permitted. So this is additional information, whereas naturally growing red sanders need to be protected. Now what are the uses of red sanders? Red sanders known for their rich hue, that color, and therapeutic properties. It is used in medicinal properties. They are high in demand across Asia, particularly in China and Japan. In the eastern part of Asia, it has a lot of demand for its medical purpose and for its beauty and color. It has uses in cosmetics and medicinal products, as well as for making furniture, woodcraft, and musical instruments. These are the various uses of red sanders. They are in high demand in the international market. That is why if red sanders are cultivated in the cultivable land, they can be exported, whereas the naturally growing red sanders are listed as endangered, that has to be taken care. Growth conditions. Under what circumstances it will grow? Red sanders is a variety of sandalwood. It is found in southern tropical dry deciduous forests. This is the forest. This is important for prelims. At altitudes of 150 to 900 meters. It grows on dry, hilly, often rocky ground, and occasionally found on precipitous hillsides also. So here most important part is tropical dry deciduous forests. The temperatures are high and rainfall is limited in these forests. It prefers, when it comes to soil, what kind of soil is required? Lateritic and gravelly soil, and cannot tolerate waterlogging. Waterlogging should not be there for its growth. It requires dry land, and laterite and gravel soil is more preferable. It takes at least 20 to 25 years for the tree's beautiful deep red wood to be of use. So it shows that it requires a lot of time to grow naturally. But before it grow naturally, if it is cut and used for various purposes, the species cannot grow naturally very soon, and over a period of time it will get extinct. So this is why CITES lists in the endangered list, IUCN lists in the endangered list in the red list, and the Convention on International Trade also mentioned it in the appendix 2. That means immediate steps are required and control of trade is required to protect this species. Here is the map. Here it shows various forests in India, in the Indian subcontinent. Here you can see this is the tropical deciduous forests. Tropical deciduous forests are mostly covered in the Indian mainland. So you can see this is the color. Here you can see most of the area is under dry and tropical deciduous forests, whereas red sanders do not grow in every place. Only few parts in Andhra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu border areas it will grow. Now we see the geographical distribution of red sanders. The species is an endemic to India. It is endemic means it is local variety of India. It will grow in India with a restricted geographical range in Eastern Ghats in Andhra Pradesh. So here in the Eastern Ghats region it will grow. It is mainly found in Palakonda and Seshachalam hill ranges in AP. Here near Chittoor, present day Andhra Pradesh, this is border area of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu. In this location, Palakonda and Seshachalam hills are located. In this location, red sanders are identified. Sporadic wild populations occur in adjoining districts of neighboring states Tamil Nadu and Karnataka. But mainly they are limited to Palakonda range and Seshachalam hill ranges. Here you can see this is the area where you will find red sanders mostly. Now we will see briefly about IUCN and CITES also. IUCN, this is an organization founded in 1948 itself. Headquarters are in Gland, Switzerland. It is in Europe. It aimed for nature conservation and sustainable use of natural resources. Natural resources should be utilized very judiciously. Otherwise, our human life is depending on natural resources. If natural resources are not utilized properly, the life of human beings is threatened. So in order to protect, in order to conserve the nature and sustainable use of natural resources is the aim of this IUCN organization. Red List of Threatened Species or IUCN Red List or Red Data Book founded in 1964. This Red List lists out the species which require immediate attention to safeguard it. So this is about IUCN. When it comes to, these are the headquarters of IUCN in Switzerland. CITES. It is related to IUCN. It is focusing on the trade in these endangered species. CITES came into force in 1975 to protect endangered plants and animals. These endangered plants and animals are listed in Red List of IUCN. This specifically focuses, CITES specifically focus on trade to ensure that international trade in specimen of wild animals and plants does not threaten the survival of the species in the wild. So wildlife means naturally growing areas. If naturally growing conditions are disturbed or if species are disturbed, if species are utilized without they are grown naturally, the species cannot survive for a long time. So it controls the trading activities across the globe so that the species can be protected and it will survive in the nature. So this is about environment. Thank you.